Hi and welcome to the Progress Project's new website and our YouTube channel. Let me just explain a little bit about the Progress Project. In Northamptonshire, within the last 5 years, we haven't had an awful lot going on. We've had a bar in Kettering called Steps, which closed down. And after that, I saw a need. My name is Scott Blockley. I'm the founder and director of Progress. I saw a need to fill that gap with a new club/party night, and I launched that in December 2011 at the Open Hearth. And initially, our first night in Corby was pretty successful. Everybody had a really good time. And my brother, who's got a very dry sense of irony, he said, well, if you can start a gay club in Corby, maybe you could go back in time and start a cafe for Jewish Appreciation Society in Berlin or in Nazi Germany. If you get the irony there. But no, we did well. The first night we had, I think, about 60 or 70 people, and that was on December the 2nd, 2011. Now, obviously, with the Christmas and New Year break, there was obviously festivities going on, and I didn't think it was sensible to do anything else until February. So we basically had the New Year relaunch on the first Friday in February, and unfortunately that was the day that we had massive snowfall. No excuses here, but 52 taxis were off the road in Corby, but we still managed to have a little party of about 20 of us, and everybody that was there really enjoyed themselves and was so appreciative that something had been built to create a space for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender people to socialise and be together. And we continued for quite some time at the Open Hearth until we made a strategic decision to move to the Lodge Park Sports Bar at the Lodge Park Sports Centre, a little bit further out of town, but really for reasons because it was more discreet, and we kept marketing, we kept working, but at the end of the day, this is a part of England where we're very close to other major cities with more successful and spectacular gay scenes, and we have to be aware that if we want to have anything LGBT related around here, we have to support it, we have to work with it, and we have to act as a family, act as a community, and not let any personal petty differences come into play, which was really my whole foundation for setting up Progress in the first place. I want to see an organisation where people get to meet each other and they can support each other, and I think one of the best achievements that I've seen is people making new friends and maybe coming to a gay venue and meeting gay people for the first time, other lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender people for the first time, and actually sharing that experience with their friends and family, and then being able to come out, and all kinds of positive outcomes as a result of that. Okay, well, we're looking now at our new website. This has taken a little bit of time to get together, but we're going to make up for lost time because there's going to be a lot of useful information on this website. Now, as a very useful domain name, what we've got is defendequality.co.uk. So if you click on defendequality.co.uk, it takes you directly to our website, which is built in WordPress, which is very usefully a blogging platform. So it can be interactive, and you can leave your comments here and you can say what the hell you want as long as it's not libelous or insulting. We want to know your views about what we are doing. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff on here at the moment. Some of it's not entirely finished. We've got to have interviews with various people. We want people's experiences on camera, and that's going to involve stuff as wide ranging as growing up as a young gay man, being transgendered, experience of lesbian sexuality, bisexuality. We're going to put a load of stuff on here. We're going to put a load of links through to places where you can get help and support that we can't offer 24/7, because we only have limited resources. We're supporting various organisations, particularly the Peter Tatchell Foundation, GMFA, and the Leicester Lesbian Gay Centre. But I think it's worth remembering that this area, if you talk about the size of Northamptonshire, in other words, the boroughs of Corby, Kettering, Wellingborough, and East Northamptonshire, and our remit also covers Rutland and Huntingdonshire. The population growth that is projected over the next 10 years will make North Northamptonshire the size of a major city, and clearly there are going to be more and more young people growing up gay in this part of the world, more people questioning their sexuality, more people with trans status, etc. Therefore, we are uniquely placed to offer something in terms of support, in terms of signposting to different agencies, because obviously that there are a lot of organisations all across the UK that offer support on a whole range of different issues. We can't offer support on everything. We will try our best to be able to be there for people, but we can't operate a 24/7 phone line, for example. London Lesbian Gay Switchboard is there for that. Domestic violence, there are specialist trainers at Broken Rainbow, for example, who can deal with that. The Terence Higgins Trust deal with HIV and AIDS awareness. We can deal with these issues on the surface, but where it becomes very complicated, we're then looking at training our own volunteers, which costs money, and then being able to provide volunteer expenses and lots of different things which as an organisation we may not always be able to provide to the best of our ability, which is why we are going to be looking at signposting to other national agencies or organisations in nearby cities like Leicester or London, etc. Bearing in mind, most of the UK population's within about an hour's drive of where we are. We're right in the middle of England. So yeah, this is just a brief introduction to the website. And I just want to perhaps tell you a little bit about myself, Scott Lockley. I set this up after quite a bit of experience in marketing and in public relations, but also having had a very active interest and involvement in lesbian gay politics from a very young age, also being a gay men's health advisor working for the Terence Higgins Trust. And that was really interesting in terms of going out into the bars and clubs in London. This is a page about me here, by the way. That's my mugshot. If you want to have a look. As I said, it's defendequality.co.uk. And I spent time working in the bars and clubs and the cruising areas, and also on Gaydar, offering support around HIV and AIDS issues after very nearly becoming HIV positive myself, getting involved with a young guy who didn't really tell me the truth about his past, and stupidly I didn't take the adequate protection, but nevertheless after a series of tests I'm still HIV negative, and I wouldn't want anybody else to go through what I experienced. But that drove me to working with the Terence Higgins Trust as a gay men's health worker, and used to go out on Hampstead Heath late at night distributing condoms, etc. At a younger age I was involved on a very senior level within lesbian gay rights campaigning before the equality that we've got. And I'm aware that there'll be a lot of young people who are watching this who will be thinking, what the hell is this guy talking about? Well, actually, hopefully you will understand that we've had to fight to get where we are today. And the gay marriage legislation that's going through is absolutely fantastic, absolutely amazing. And I didn't necessarily think I'd see it in my lifetime in this country. So incredible progress from a Conservative government. One thing I'm very surprised about, but yeah, clearly Labour set the agenda with civil partnerships through their term of office and the repeal of Section 28. So lots of positive things going on. I encourage you to explore the website, have a look through what we've already done, give your suggestions. You can use any of the comment forms on the website, or you can Skype us or telephone myself. Other members of the team will be coming on the website and sharing their views and experiences, their thoughts, and we encourage you to do the same. This website is set up to be fully interactive. This website is Gay Northamptonshire. Obviously we cover Rutland and Huntingdonshire as well. We may be looking at expanding our remit into other areas like Peterborough and Milton Keynes, because the difference between ourselves and some of the other organisations is that we have an overtly campaigning agenda in terms of equalities, and we make no apologies for that whatsoever, because the fight still goes on for lesbian gay rights, for recognition of bisexuals who are just sometimes just dismissed as greedy, the misunderstanding about transsexual issues, the fact that so many people are questioning nowadays. I mean, this goes on. This could become LGBTQI, and so many different ways that we can now understand sexuality that perhaps we didn't understand when I was younger. I'm 46 now, and looking back at the changes in my lifetime, I'm absolutely amazed, and I feel in many ways very proud of this country that we've managed to achieve so much, but yet we've so much yet to achieve, both in the UK, because discrimination still exists, but also we need to be very mindful that in other parts of the world people are not quite as fortunate as we are. Discrimination still exists. Not even that, you're talking about beheading, stoning, imprisonment, all kinds of different issues. I mean, from countries from as wide-ranging as Russia to West Africa, places in West Africa, and homophobia and hysteria being whipped up by religious extremists. There's a lot of issues that I think we need to be aware of, and each and every one of us, by being aware of those issues and at least communicating our awareness with other people, that's the way that we can make a difference, even if we're not actively involved. As long as we make other people aware that yes, things are not all rosy in this world for LGBT people, that is our responsibility. We have achieved a great deal of equality, and we need to take things further. And I suppose if you're asking for a mission statement from me, that's what progress is about. And I hope many of you will join us on this journey. I hope you'll get in touch. And if anybody needs any support, has any questions, please feel free to comment through this website or get in touch. I may not be able to answer everything directly. I may have to point you in the direction of another service, another agency. We're doing this out of our own free time for no financial benefit. So, you know, at the end of the day, I hope you will come on board and support what we're doing here with the Progress Project. Thank you very much for listening, and look forward to sharing more experiences with you on the website. Thanks again, and goodbye.